Hi guys, today we're going on a trip to Dublin and Lyon, and we have several sections in this video, and I wanted to kind of summarize them into the beginning so you know what to expect. In the beginning, we're in Ireland. We're shooting Opticolour 200, mostly a bit of Santa 100, and I'm doing some color tests to see how the film performs in autumny Dublin. Then we are meeting with the Dublin community, which is awesome. Communities, film photography communities all around the world are awesome. Then we are going to Lyon to see a Minilab where we put those films into the developing machine. You see how developing works in a Minilab. Then we see the newest industrial level scanner in the world, probably the first one in 25 years, that does exactly what film labs need, which is fast scanning, and that's called the Aura lab scanner, and you'll see some results from that. And then in the end we get to know a bit of Lyon community, the hangout places for the Lyon film photography community, and kind of wrap up with the scans of that. So trip time. I got the trip hat on. Let's go to Ireland. What happened to your hair?
I shaved it. Halloween.
Welcome to Ireland. It's a sunny day, autumn. I'm here for a circular economy electronics conference where I'm hosting a talk. I might grab that talk and do a video about it separately because it's surprisingly different to sell used iPhones or laptops or things that you can buy from corporations. Ooh, look, Irish ambulances or ambulances. I think they're actually ambulances. Then with cameras. But today we also have a meetup with the local analog scene in the Stag's Head. Let's enjoy the day. I try to enjoy the electronics part too, even though there's 1,000 people and I've met only one that is interested in cameras so far. I decided to leave that wretched place with so much noise and start walking towards the Stag's Head, where there is a meeting today of analog people or camera people, but I do not know how many people are gonna be there. It might be 2, me and Thomas, or it might be more. This spot deserves a film photo. Just been walking around the parks here in Dublin and finished my first roll. So let's see what I charge in next. All the shots so far have been Santa color, also known as Aerocolor. And then I have as options, I have Portrait 800, that would be good. I have Opticolour 200, which is nice but doesn't do great if I underexpose it. Infrared 400, or I guess one of my last rolls of Santa 1000, that wouldn't be bad either. But seeing it as it is quite colorful, and we're going to the pub next, maybe I go, this is a hard choice. Maybe I go Opticolour. I have a flash, so Opticolour it is. With Opticolour you'll notice that it's quite purple and the other side is quite greenish yellow. Last rays of sunlight. Okay, let's see if I get you a color sample of the Opticolour. let's try to take those branches and focus on them, and then just get the bokeh color in the behind. The digital image doesn't quite do justice to the colors. The sunset is pretty amazing, but let's see what will be a good color and latitude test. It's super orange over there, blue, very dark and green here. I don't think it will pull it off. Running very low in light, and I noticed that I had done the wrong ISO so far on the Opticolour. Let's see if I can get this color shot to kind of give you right results on what colors they actually are. There's a blinking light. Let's see if we can frame this. There's surprisingly a lot of life on a Thursday evening in the streets of Dublin and in pubs too. So let's see. I mean, I guess if we're 5 people then we'll fit anyhow, but if we're more than 5 people, it's gonna be interesting if we fit into that. To Finnish fashion, I am 30 minutes ahead of schedule here. Let's try and take a nighttime photo. Oh, there's space still. They should pay me for sending this candy. Andy, I can afford that. Andy. No. I get one nice lens for my new guy. Good news. Yeah. If you ever been to an Irish pub, it's not the place to do a video. Just too much noise. It's very, very loud for a Finnish person. But as this candy prove, it's such an interesting thing to connect with people around the world. I've started to make it a point of mine. Whenever I travel somewhere, I try to figure out if there's a film community there. Can I somehow connect with it? And in some cases, there's a very strong community, like in Dublin, that they have their own Discord channels, they have ways to communicate to each other, and me just joining kind of their connection is awesome. In some cases, it's me coming to a city for the first time and making the connection happen for the first time. That will happen in Lyon later on in this video. But I wanted to just share a bit about how good it is to have these kind of communities. The world is very separated. People in it are separated by screens, and getting together from different backgrounds. There was in Dublin, there was immigrants, and there were locals that have been there forever. Then there was people from academia and startups, and then there were students, and then there was like storekeepers and all kinds of jobs that you can imagine. And there was older people, younger people, teenagers to retirees. All of them gathered together, switched tables every now and then, talked about cameras, talked about film photography. There was newcomers that had just started the hobby, and there was people who had done it for 50 years. And that's so beautiful to have that kind of connection in between people. And it's if you haven't done it in your local neighborhood, you should try to get one up and see what happens. It's just magical. Let's get back to the trip. Price for the biggest rig goes. You have the rigs are not quite as big with play cast, but you might know these guys from YouTube. One Hasselblad bag. Hasselblad bag. I mean, yeah, why not? 812.
How many Leicas on the table?
7 Leicas in one table. That was an amazing meetup. Just meeting so many people that are interested about film photography, or not just interested, like really passionate about film photography. And then some of them being just, you know, we've been influencing their path to film photography for years by either remaking products or restoring products or just making them available, or with Valoy just creating new products. It's quite a thing to meet the people that are behind, you know, receiving those packages that we send quite often. Heart is full. Let's continue the journey. I think the next step is in France. So if you're in joining this, then I'll probably jump now to Lyon. See you in Lyon. Boom! Welcome to Lyon, France. I had some family time in between, and now we are here to meet up with a few analog friends from different companies. The scene in Lyon is quite strong. It's a very big university student city. So there's actually, in scene wise, there's much in common with Dublin, but let me show you. Stop Nation Photo. You might remember them already from Paris, but there's a store here run by a local team. These sea of rolls is quite familiar, and also photos, and those colors are the same in all Notion photo shops, and also this. But then there's cameras. That's quite rare and only in Lyon. Oh, damn, flicker. And I'll interview them how the first year started, but first I'll still enjoy the last light and take some photos. Now we're entering what Lyon is all about. Family. And then this. Oh, the sunset is gonna be awesome. Let's see if they let me cross. Wow. Oh, yes, thank you. They let me cross. Wow. Wow. Ha ha la la la. Wow. Okay. Okay. How do I capture this in a sensible way? If I would have a wide angle, that would be a pretty good shot there. But I don't. So let's see if I can make sense of it with a tighter one. Yeah, actually. So this is fun. So that's Maximilian and that's Maxime, two French lab owners. He owns 2 labs. He owns, I don't know, 8 labs. But I'm here at Nation Photo Lyon, and they have a secret thing, or I don't know, a secret thing, but a thing most people don't know. That's the Aura lab scanner, and they literally put it here yesterday. It's the first time it's being used, or kind of. And then they asked me that, okay, do you have any films to scan? And I went, yeah, I have films. I have 2 very hard films. So I have Opticolour and Opticolour. So let's develop them first here and see then if we can scan them. If you haven't ever seen film being developed, basically you cut off, first you take off the film. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's these are special film. And I still have number. Yeah. And then you attach the films to a leader. And the leader is a little plastic thingy. and you have special tape for that. And this is something that they do at every lab you will ever send, and they all use these old mechanical metal things. The same tape. It's actually funny how it's identical in every place. And now the films go into a developing machine that does the C41 developing. Basically, there's a you push it kind of as long as it goes, and then it starts to pull, and eventually it just comes out like that from the other end. So now you will meet Max.
Hey.
Hello, Max.
Hello.
How long have you been doing labs?
My LinkedIn profile says 24 years.
24 years
Yeah.
labs.
I wasn't aware of this. Fortunately, there's LinkedIn.
And how many labs do you have?
6?
6 labs. They're all in Paris?
No.
Oh,
One is here in Lyon.
yeah. This one. 24 years, and you still have to fight with Noritsus. How often?
Not that much, in fact. They
Okay.
are quite sturdy machines. But,
Okay.
It's because I'm treating them very bad. In
Mhm.
fact, they meant to be color processors, but I turned them into black and white processors.
Oh, that's the reason.
Yeah,
Okay.
they don't like it that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
And time to time, I have to wash them thoroughly.
Okay. And what's your most rolls that has gone through one Noritsu in one day?
I believe close to 1,000.
1,000 rolls
Yeah.
in one day.
Yeah.
That's Paris, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
V100.
V100, and then beautiful August day.
September.
September. Oh yes,
Yeah.
August. Everyone is on holidays in
Yeah,
France.
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, if you didn't know Max, he's one of the souls of French analog photography, and nation photo is quite crucial for Parisian analog photography. And he's a dear old friend of mine from years back, and it was fun to find him accidentally be in Lyon at the same time as me. It has a view like this that shows how far is the film in the machine. And this is a machine from actually Japan. Max,
Yeah.
did you bring these film Noritsu machines from Japan?
That one, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That one came from France.
Okay.
It's a special Noritsu with a variable speed.
Okay.
I found it in the Paris region.
Oh.
Paris,
Oh, that was lucky.
Yeah, two
Did-
of them. I was looking for normal
Mhm.
processors, and I found one on the Le Bon Coin.
Yeah.
Then I went to visit the guy. It
Yeah.
was in a small town,
Yeah.
100 kilometers away from Paris.
Yeah.
And it was in some kind of, the place where you have the animals.
Okay, like a barn.
Yeah, a barn,
Okay.
but clean.
Clean barn, yeah,
there
yeah,
was, I mean, like Portuguese family,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
it was clean.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, like,
So that's literally a barn find. That.
and I saw it,
Yeah.
and I saw the variable speed,
Yeah.
and I was like, whoa, good,
Wow.
good, the price is good. And then he said, oh, and by the way, if you're interested, I have a second one,
Wow.
the exact same one.
Wow.
I said, okay, let's take it.
And the Japanese one, how many did you order?
At the time, it was. Oh, you remember? You
Yeah, I was there. I was there.
In 2018, I contacted a company that do how do you call that? Like they it's
Recycle?
a junk.
Junk company, recycling company.
Yeah, recycling. They were
Yeah.
sending junk to Thailand,
Okay.
and I asked them if they could put 15 machines inside a container, and they say, "Yeah, for sure we can do that." And they put 15 machines in the container.
And one of them is now powering my two rolls in Lyon.
It's still written in Japanese.
Yeah, I just showed them that it's in Japanese still. Just finishing, you can see it's coming over there. You have been running now this for a year and a half?
Yes,
How has been starting a new lab?
it's a very nice experience.
Mm-hmm.
And with Maximilian, it was very nice to start from nothing and open a new shop. It was difficult to just think about everything you need to have for a new shop. But after almost 2 years, we are very happy, and people are happy to find us, and it's very nice.
And what can you say about the Lyon analog scene? Like how?
Like everywhere in France, there are many people who still have some analog cameras.
Yeah.
And when we organize some workshops, some photo walk, people are very happy to find us, and I think it's a good place.
And how like at peak times, how many rolls do you do a week?
It depends. During summer, of course, we have
summer.
many things.
Yeah.
Right now, beginning of winter, we have less films.
Yeah.
But we still have a lot of things to develop, and we also have like analog camera and sell some cameras. We try to fix some troubles.
Okay. So it's the whole, like all of the needs you're trying to for it. So if someone wants to start film photography.
Yeah. And we try to have like camera very cheap and also more let's say more
accessible. Both sides, expensive and cheap.
Yeah,
okay. And how, like, what percentage of people that come to develop are new to film?
It's something very nice to see people who come to see us and ask us if we can help us, because it's many times it's the first time they use films and they don't know how to put film in the camera. And it's very nice to see people who are starting, and
Is it like every day that someone comes in?
Every day we have some new people, and it's something we are very happy to see that there are some people who practice from years, but there are also new people every day.
Yeah, because that's I was here just, I don't know, half an hour, and there was someone, and then he had to explain them that you have to. Okay, there's developing, and there's prints, and there's scanning, and they're all like different parts, and you need all three, or you need at least two. And the people were like, what, like, and it's very interesting. But I think the film is ready now. Awesome. Okay, film is dry. And you're Clement?
Yeah.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hi. Clement is doing the scanning. And this gets interesting because, well, if you have run a lab scanner, it sometimes kind of slows.
It's going in.
It's going in.
So we will have a 24 megapixel file in HD.
Yeah.
And we can choose between TIFF and JPEG.
Okay.
So TIFF 16-bit.
Yeah.
Perfect for editing.
Yeah. JPEG is fine for me.
JPEG is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I use mostly them on my phone.
Maybe you can go to the smallest resolution just to show them, because the good point with this scanner is that it's you know, when you use the Fuji or the Noritsus,
Yeah,
when you want them to go faster,
yeah,
then you do something that is called decimation.
Yeah.
Is that if you have a sensor with 4,000 pixels,
yeah,
then you take only one of 2 or one of 4 pixels.
yeah,
But the technology we use
yeah,
is completely different.
Yeah.
We do something called binding.
yeah,
So we have bigger sensor
yeah,
area.
Yeah.
Instead of skipping 1 pixel on 2
Yeah.
or on 4, we do one big pixel with 2 or 4 pixels.
Oh, okay.
So basically, we have a better ratio with a noise on signal,
Yeah,
and then we have more information, more data. So when we have binding only 1 pixel, 1,000 pixel for the line
yeah,
instead of 4,000,
yeah,
we still have a lot of details
Yeah.
that you won't have with the Noritsus of the Fuji when,
Okay.
when you do such
like
resolutions.
uh,
So you can see that if we do
Hmm?
binding 1,000 pixel,
yeah,
it's still very,
usable.
yeah,
Okay, so
instead of what you got with the Noritsus of the Fuji one.
okay, because I mean there was an agent time when you got like, I don't know, that 1,000 times 2,000 scan from labs on CDs.
Yeah.
And with those you really did think that digital was king, like film was really bad with those.
Yeah.
But I guess, oh, you scanned it already?
Yeah, it's done. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We can
I,
try.
I was
we
just
can,
talking to you and now it's scanned.
We can try with the faster.
Okay.
faster
Okay.
faster
Okay.
switching.
So that 2 minutes we were talking was with the high resolution.
Donc là maintenant je mets.
Okay.
Let's scan.
Okay.
So you'll see this
Yeah.
is quite fast.
Okay.
So this is the actual speed.
Actual speed it scans.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's way faster.
Okay, so it's scanning of. Oh, okay.
Okay. And then you will see the processing is quite fast too.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we have barely the time to speak, to explain, and then it's done.
Okay, but I mean that's a good thing for a lab.
Yeah, for a lab it's perfect.
Okay.
This is what comes out of the scan of the sensor,
Yeah.
and then we will apply the color correction.
Okay.
So you can see.
So that's straight from sensor,
Yeah,
and
so
then
you can just make auto and frame. I think it will be okay. Yes, that's it.
okay.
Let's have a look.
Okay, so that's Orvo straight out of automatic
Correction.
correction. Oh, that's the couple I took a photo of up in Ireland.
I wish to see that one.
Okay, yeah. That's the tree on the, from the video again.
Can you show us the difference between no correction and
Okay.
so? Yeah.
Okay, so-
this is out of the center.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we try auto correction and frame. Okay,
Awesome.
or mono maybe. We'll see. No, mono is not
It's a
good.
bit cooler.
With this
Ah,
one. The
okay.
color are better with auto.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice, huh?
So and that's all the internal software of the Aura.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, they did a wonderful work. I
Yeah.
mean, this is after 5 years of R&D, I can
Yeah.
tell that color correction is the trickiest part of it.
I can imagine.
Oh,
And again, this is Orvo film. Oh yes, this guy. He was so mean looking at the event I was, but he had a nice orange yellow.
I don't want to owe him money.
Yeah. He was selling used laptops at a very very angry speed. But wow, very red like that one.
Yeah, the reds are
Popping.
crazy.
Because I took this shot just because it had so much red.
Of film.
Yeah,
You can do that with digital.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, I'll put some of the shots scans on the video.
And so you can see, it's the definition is not that big.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
only
you
only
can
with
see.
the very low one. So
Yeah.
the resolution is like puny. Like
Yeah.
it's nothing
But
basically.
Then you will
Yeah.
see when we will have a look at the
Yeah.
at the final files.
Yeah.
They're not that bad for so less pixels.
Okay. I mean,
For printing 4x6,
yeah,
it's
enough.
yeah, it's more than enough.
More than enough
Yeah.
to print 4x6 like at that resolution. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, you will see.
Okay.
He will show you the files, and
Okay.
we can zoom in.
Yeah.
And we'll see it's perfect.
Okay. Wow.
It's crazy, huh?
Okay, so this is the red car,
Yeah.
and this is like it has a lot of. I mean, it's only a 1000. This is a 300% crop, but it's still
Yeah.
like it has so much information, even though it's a 600 kilobit image. So this is the slowest possible.
The slowest possible in
Yeah.
JPEG.
So in JPEG, so it's now analyzes every frame and does the colors for every frame, and that's the resolution at top. It's 5800 by 3880.
That's a good resolution.
Yeah.
It's like 24 megapixels.
24 megapixels.
So, and now we'll compare.
Let's see how much data it
Yeah.
has.
We can compare side by side the two pictures.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
yeah.
I mean, is it worth to pay for high resolution?
Yes. I mean, most people do pay for
Yeah,
higher resolution,
sure.
but
That's good for us.
yeah, but it's
But
all
it's worse.
yeah, but it's also, I guess, interesting that is it so needed with the Aura scanner than it is
Maybe not.
as a
Processing is a little bit longer.
oh, so it processes them
Yeah.
behind the scenes, the
Yeah,
color.
because it's anti-dust.
Okay. Oh, anti-dust.
So
Okay.
we're doing the dust.
Okay.
We are working now on
Yeah.
a new algorithm.
Yeah.
It will be much faster, but
Yeah.
Come
So the scanning happened very fast.
Very fast.
But then anti-dust takes time. And-
with high resolution files,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
But does it do it with the computer's own
Yeah.
GPU?
At
Okay.
the moment, we don't use any
Cloud.
graphic cards, acceleration,
Yeah.
and such things. You know.
Yeah.
So it will come later.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to say something about the scans. This film is not easy to scan. I also did a bit of overexposing, and you know, the negatives are not perfect even in exposure. And I also sent the same rolls to our local lab that does DSLR scanning, and they are like color perfectionists. They do the biggest prints in for shows in Finland, and they know color very well. And in some of the very odd cases, like the night photos, they did a much better job than the automation. But in some cases, especially if you don't look at them side by side, the images look pretty much the same, even though it's an automatic machine that does it in 2 minutes versus someone with GFX 50 and a Valoy setup and puts a lot of more effort into the colorizing of it all. In the end, it's a question about colors and Opticolour colors. For me, they're not not my favorite. I wouldn't shoot Opticolour for I like it warm, basically. They're way too cold for me as in colors. But at the same time, it's also about understanding that colors are not like set in stone. Your lab will bring you some kind of colors, and depending on your lab, they either put it all on full auto, and this is, you know, our full auto. Depending if they have something else, the full auto can be much worse, and don't have a look at the photos at all. And in some places they use 30 minutes of Lightroom to make your 36 photos good. Even then it's obviously just 1 minute per photo, but still you should know what your lab does, and then what is your preference. Do you want full control or not? But let's go back to the Lyon photo walk, because it's a beautiful city, beautiful people, and there's also Ateliers Marinette, which is a very interesting store. As I walked into Nation Photo here in Lyon, I figured out that it really is a national holiday tomorrow, even they are closed. And then that got me thinking that if it's a national holiday, that means that the nation's people are not working. And when they're not working, they can be summoned for a photo walk in the middle of the day. Because my train leaves at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and I didn't know if I have time to meet with people, so I didn't set up a photo walk or meetup or anything, you know, even though there's a lot of people. But now I can. So let's see what Instagram can monster, and let's pop to tomorrow. Just to explain a bit Lyon for those who haven't visited. So it has this grandeur parts like Paris, then it has a big hill over there, and 2 rivers that combine, which are really cool. It's a bit like kind of Hudson, New York, Manhattan, in the sense that the different river spots like have different kind of buildings on the different sides of the river. And then it has like normal French, well, I guess not French, but much older parts of Europe, tiny streets, and it's a very nice blend of many things in Europe. Beautiful autumn day, and we're at the Ateliers Marinette. Welcome. Shall we go inside? I visited last time in 2018, so that's a long time ago. But yeah, I've always thought this is one of the prettiest places that sells cameras in Europe.
Thanks. It's because we don't sell only cameras.
Yes,
that's so nice.
That's probably the reason. But yeah, what's your name?
Thibaut from
Thibaut.
Dublin and Lyon. So
Okay.
welcome in the shop. We are like a vintage shop that's
Yeah.
been around for 14 years now
Yeah.
in Lyon, in the old Lyon town. And as you can see, we sell at first vintage items, so vintage stock, vintage clothes that we go and find like anywhere in France.
Yeah.
And we specialize in film photography through at first Polaroid and instant camera.
Yeah.
And then analog photography came up like I would say 8-10 years ago, something
Okay.
like this.
Awesome.
And we began to start like selling film. At first, we only sold like expired film. Since expiring is like our thing.
Yeah.
And now we are really well known for having the cheapest prices in France and the widest range of films.
Yeah. And you still have expired. This is not the new Lucky.
It's not new.
That's
For
not
now.
the
Yeah,
Lucky.
for now, it's the real one.
The old Lucky.
Exactly.
But yeah, so you have a history of not just selling old cameras, but you have also old everything.
Exactly. It's like I said, it's like a vintage shop at first.
Yeah.
And you come in for like your daily needs for like your film camera.
Yeah, and from what I understand, you specialize in kind of different kind of antiques, or like
in France. When you will come to France, you will find it like really easy to find a brocante. What you call brocante. So it's like a flea market shop.
Yeah.
And our brocante, our
Yeah.
shop is kind of unique because you will find antique, but
Yeah.
in real like big quantity.
Yeah.
We don't sell like we won't buy like one time like this, but
Yeah.
we buy like by thousands.
Yeah.
When you come in the shop, it's like you can buy by unit for for like a souvenir.
Yeah.
And the prices are low for antiques. It's
Yeah.
what we always hear, because when people go to like antiquarian, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be like
Yeah.
when children come in, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, don't touch anything.
Yeah.
When children come in the shop, they're like, oh, they can touch anything. They can play with
Yeah.
things because it's tiny stuff, and
Yeah.
it's or I feel people can reconnect with their past, so it's really important to do so.
Yeah, that's and then it gets also funky in terms of like people don't understand in terms of how old are things like
This
plastic.
is the 30s.
Yeah.
And it's wood, and it's like since Lyon is really famous for the silk industry.
Yeah.
It's like something you would like have thousands of, like 100 years old for the industry. So when people buy this thing, they buy a piece of history of Lyon.
Yeah. So basically in the 30s there was no plastic.
Yeah, exactly.
So you had to do this out of wood.
Yeah. Or for instance, this one we bought from a pharmacy from the 40s.
Yeah.
And it's like aluminium.
Yeah.
And the pharmacist made the stock before World War II to be sure he wouldn't have like shortages to sell his medicals. And he bought so many that even like when we bought it like 8 years ago, there were like still thousands of it. So that's right.
Yeah. And you see these actually in Japan nowadays, these aluminium cases of things, but in Europe they're quite rare.
Pretty rare, yeah, indeed.
What would you say in terms of the analog world? You've been doing it for
8 years.
8 years,
something like this. Yeah.
What has changed?
A lot has changed. Like many people like discovered it. Like I would say 6 years ago, something like this.
Yeah.
Obviously, prices rose through the years.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like helped by like film manufacturers.
Yeah.
Film camera prices also rose, but now I think we've kind of find like a steady line, I would say, like a basis on which we can rely. I hope so. And so people that stayed on the ship for now, they are like, okay, it's good. There are no shortages. There you can find anything you like. Or you can find, but of course the price, like for film, is always an issue. So we are always happy when we hear about like new film or new like ideas on the film industry, because it will keep on pressure on Kodak or stuff like this to we are not alone. So it's a really good thing. And as I was like saying, for me, analog is not a trend. It's going to be a market. It's gonna stay in the future, but inside of it will be many trends. Yeah, and it's our job, and the consumer need to like go around these trends and do whatever they want. And our job is to adapt to the market.
And do you still see new people coming in?
We always have like I don't know, like children. It's the late thing is like children coming in because they go to like school holidays with their classroom, and the teacher is like asking them not to take the phone of their parents because it's too dangerous if they lose it or stuff like this. So they ask them either to take a single-use camera or like a reloadable simple camera, like a cheap camera but easy. So if they break it, it's no big deal. And I think they do so because it's like they are gonna more live the moment. When you leave it through the phone, you're always distracted. You're gonna be playing on the phone or something like this. And
I've heard like, is it now in France like banned also in schools to have phones?
On the legal term, I would say it is. On the practical term, it's too hard to install in the like school. So and. I don't know it in details, but it's what I heard lately, and I think it's why like people when they take the children for holidays with the school. Some teachers say, okay, you can go, but you don't take the phones. Only like a single use or like a reloadable camera, and you will see it's really fun. You'll have a lot of pictures, like blurry pictures, of your fingers, but it's really fun.
Yeah. This one I found very interesting. So you have here kind of showcasing what to expect from the expired.
This one. It's a bulk we bought like years ago, and we tried it and we showcased.
Oh yeah, it's the 12
picture.
Oh, I actually remember when someone offered it to us too. There was It's but it's. How do you feel that it's a different gang of people that want the expired film than the...
It's like the adventurous kind of people.
Okay.
That's what I always tell people when they come into the shop to buy a film. Is if you go to your like brother wedding, don't take expired. But if you're ready to accept the risk and you will ready to embrace it, because you know you're gonna have like a really strange results. Go for it. But if it's for your brother wedding, pass. Take fresh film.
Oh, that's the golden age of Finnish running. We won so many golden Olympic medals from. This is actually from the 1923.
It's the thing with the shop. It's like everyone. No matter the age, the origin, they're gonna find something that's gonna remind them of something personal, something that's a memory from their grandmother, like you, a memory for your country. It's it's really like unique.
And then, obviously, you have some chemistries also.
Exactly, chemistry, accessories, the papers.
Have you seen any increase in Super 8 interest or like?
It's been for 3 years. I would say it's kind of a seasonal thing. When you feel like summer coming in, sales explode. But it's like continuous. I would say during through the year.
And you can get your cap when you forget one in anyhow as a tourist. Oh, that's also like basically almost like a dark slide. It is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my goodness. That's special. Oh wow, the way they numbered it.
That's really nice.
That's very nice. Okay. And I think that was a little look into Atelier Marinette. If you're in Lyon, it's definitely worth stopping by here, and the lemonade shop. And you have a third shop also with vintage clothing.
A vintage shop. No vintage clothing, vintage items.
Vintage items. Dark room over there, and sink for workshops here. Okay.
And it's in the tourist area. You can find all the information on our website.
Okay.
And feel free to come in.
Okay. Awesome. Let's continue the journey. Goodie bag, I think, has never been in such a nice viewpoint. See? Look. That's Lyon. Candy. Ready for a meetup. Extempore. This is so funny. And photo walk starting with these. That's the funkiest one. Let's start the walk. Pretty nice sun. And 10 people came. That's so nice. This here is nothing short than a Roman amphitheatre with some pretty awesome views. The Romans did know where to put their amphitheatre. It's pretty views. You can see Mount Blanc over there, technically you could, and Wow, the Alps. Let's try to get this old couple when they hit the sun. That's perfect. Ah.
Got it?
Woodland is so nice when it has layers. You can walk down these big steps, and you can't see, but you can see the Alps, and you can see far on that side. I really don't want to be that guy living and having to back down every time you park. Wow. This side of the river is now dead in terms of light, but look at that side. Oh, that's so nice. Let's see if I can get a nice shot from here. The problem I get with Portra 800 is that I'm not testing it anymore. Like there's a lot of new film stocks that I'm testing, like in Ireland I did. So then, you know, you just want to test for colors or something. But with Portra 800 you already know the colors. So, and it's quite expensive film stock. I guess the most expensive. So you don't want to take bad shots. Actually, now looking at the video, that's a pretty good shot. Dad and kid playing soccer in front of a church. I'll try to make that one. Nice. I think I got it. There was even a guy with a pipe walking in front. So yeah, that was a good one. There's Egyptian columns somewhere here, or so I hear. It's so old. Wow, it's too dark for film photography, but those two columns over there, there's 4 of them together. They are part of a Roman amphitheatre, and those columns are originally Egyptians, so they are very, very, very old. End of the walk, going to Nation Photo. I get my bag, take a train up into Paris and go home. I guess that's the boring part of the trip, except the super fast train, so you won't see it. But hope you enjoyed this video, and the company, thank you for traveling with me and seeing how the analog world works all around the world. To the next time, or à la prochaine, like they say here.